Pop superstar Justin Timberlake is back in the headlines, and this time, it's not about music. The singer is now fighting in court to block the release of police body camera footage tied to his 2024 DWI arrest in Sag Harbor, New York. Media outlets have requested the footage under public records laws, but Timberlake's legal team argues that releasing it would cause what they call severe and irreparable harm to his reputation. Timberlake previously pleaded guilty to a reduced impaired driving charge and paid fines as part of a plea agreement. But now the question is, what's in that body cam video? Is this simply about privacy rights? Or is it about controlling the narrative before the public sees everything? A judge has yet to make a final decision, and negotiations are ongoing. For now, the footage remains sealed, but the story is far from over. I'm Bob Evans, and this is Viral.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Viral. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on Viral. We talk about Justin Timberlake doesn't want his body cam footage to be shown. We'll get to it in a minute, but first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Viral here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Here on Viral, we talk about Justin Timberlake doesn't want body cam footage of him being shown to the public after what had happened. Justin Timberlake is currently in the news because he has filed a legal petition in New York to block the release of police body cam footage from his June 2004 drunk driving arrest in Sag Harbor, New York. Timberlake attorneys argued that the video, which reportedly includes hours of footage from the traffic stop, field sobriety tests, and time in custody, would invade his privacy, cause severe and irreparable harm to his reputation, and lead to ridicule and harassment if made public under New York's Freedom of Information Law. The footage has been requested by media outlets and others, but a judge has not yet ruled on whether it will be released. Talks between Timberlake's legal team and the village officials are ongoing. This legal push is the latest development relating to the situation that began when Timberlake was stopped by police in 2024. After alleged running a stop sign and driving erratically. He pled guilty to a lesser impaired driving charge later that year and received a fine, community service, and temporary license suspension as part of the plea deal. All right, you saw right there, Justin Timberlake didn't want everyone to see what was going on with the public with the body cam footage. Let's look back in memory time on a rewind on what went down when Justin Timberlake had his DUI situation. Take a look.
I try to hold myself to a very high standard for myself. And this was not that. This was not that. Even if you've had one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. There's so many alternatives.
Justin Timberlake was just arrested on DWI charges in the Hamptons. The first thing about this, it's great. It seems like he's doing fine, meaning he's healthy. Doesn't seem that he was harmed, which is excellent. And it doesn't seem that anyone else was harmed. At least I haven't seen any reports about that. So that is first and foremost the most important thing. But let's talk about drinking and driving, okay? Just as a reminder, this really should never be done. If you have the means, hire a driver, okay? If you don't have the means, which is like many of us, then get a designated driver, get a friend, a family member, someone else who's not drinking to do the driving, or do Lyft or Uber, etc. It's important. Remember, so many car accidents, fatalities, deaths, etc. happen, injuries because of drinking and driving every single year. Justin Timberlake, I'm really glad that you're okay. I'm glad that it seems like everyone else is okay. But I do want to send the message and make sure that we remind ourselves, our family and our friends, never, ever, ever, ever to drink and drive.
Justin Timberlake getting arrested is one thing. This mugshot is another. But allegedly him saying this, also emphasis on the he was so young. Justin Timberlake really isn't that relevant to, I would even say, younger millennials, okay? Our Justin, for the most part, is Justin Bieber, but I digress. Saying he didn't recognize him or his name, and then Justin was like, oh, this is going to ruin the tour. And the cop was like, what tour, baby girl? And he was like, the world tour. And just as like a brief reminder, Justin has like low key, but very actually high key, been on this spiral. Not like a bad spiral, but like just things keep happening to him that are not great for him and his career and his comeback. Matter of fact, like the whole like women that we need to apologize to, that includes him with Janet Jackson, because he literally put her chest on display. And then she was the only one that had to deal with it. Now karma is coming around for this man. And let's not forget about the way that he treated Britney and all the gaslight and the fact that he put their private life out there. And then he was like, oh no, when the book comes out, she's gonna villainize me. Sir, you were a villain. Now he's worried about his world tour. If you're so worried about the tour, why did you go driving drunk? Why were you driving impaired? Why did you not care about the other people on the road? You should actually be way more worried. It's in the Hamptons. You should be worried about who you're going to hit in the Hamptons. God forbid. But all that being said, it's just interesting to see all the stuff happening to Justin. And I'm just going to leave it with this. God's timing is always correct.
Mr. Timberlake was up in the Hamptons and he decided to drink and drive and gets pulled over for DWI. And my favorite part of this story is when they pull him over, Justin's like, I can't get a DWI. This is going to ruin the tour. And the 23-year-old cop is like, what tour? Who are you? Did not recognize Mr. Timberlake.
DWI usually is used for alcohol impairment. There's a blood alcohol content of 0.08% or higher.
In Texas, a person commits an offense of a DWI if they operate a motor vehicle in a public place while intoxicated. That's Texas Penal Code Section 49.04. For first-time offenders, you get fines, you get your license suspended, and do some alcohol education programs, maybe some jail times, but it's a Class B misdemeanor. You might serve between 3 days and 6 months in jail, but for first-time offenders, that would be unusual.
This morning, Justin Timberlake appeared in court virtually for his hearing on his DWI charge from June. Back in June, Timberlake was driving his 2025 BMW in Sag Harbor, New York, when he allegedly failed to stop at a duly posted stop sign and maintain the vehicle's lane of travel. When conducting a traffic stop, police alleged that Timberlake was operating his vehicle in an intoxicated condition and placed him under arrest. He was in jail for one night and was initially facing 1 count of driving while intoxicated and 2 citations, 1 for running the stop sign and 1 for failing to keep in his lane. He was released the next day and continued on the world tour he's currently performing on. This morning, he appeared in court virtually from Belgium, pleading not guilty to a revised misdemeanor charge of driving drunk. During the hearing, Sag Harbor Village Justice Carl Erase suspended Timberlake's driving privileges in the state of New York, and it's unclear for how long. During the hearing, Timberlake's lawyer Edward Burke also withdrew his motion that he had previously filed to dismiss the case. The judge also expressed his displeasure with Timberlake's lawyer's Burke's statement to the press following the initial hearing in July. So at that point, Burke stated that Timberlake was not intoxicated and should not have been arrested for a DWI. At the hearing today, the judge urged Burke to, quote, be more mindful when giving comments, and told Burke that his words, quote, come off as an attempt to poison the case before it even begins. The judge threatened to implement a gag order or request Timberlake to appear in person, which would force him to return from Europe, where he is performing his Forget Tomorrow World Tour. So basically, the judge was warning Timberlake's lawyer to not go out and say things that haven't been proven. Like I said, Timberlake is pleading not guilty, so he is maintaining that he was not drunk. He is set to be back in court on August 9th, once again appearing virtually.
Hey, man. Your license and registration, please?
I only got 4 minutes to save the world.
License and registration, please.
It's gonna be my...
I don't know what what are you doing?
Bro, it's me. It's me.
I don't know who you are. Can you step out of the vehicle for me, please?
No.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to get out of the car right now. I can tell you've been drinking.
Oh, man, you don't... I get it. I am in my comeback era. This is not... Oh!
Not gonna ask you again, sir. Get out of the vehicle.
Have you ever seen The Social Network?
Sir, I'm 23.
Frick! This is gonna be so bad for the tour.
But what tour?
The world tour.
What?
My world tour! Yeah, cry me a river, man. Get out of the car.
Is there anything that I didn't talk about tonight? Justin Timberlake? Justin Timberlake, why him? Why? DUIs? Oh, he got a DUI? Justin Timberlake got a DUI. Whoa. Whoa. Bet it's hard for him to look in the mirror. Uh-oh. He got a DUI. Where was it? LA? In the Hamptons? Oh. I didn't know they have laws here, officer. Do you know who I am? Oh, the officer didn't know who he was? He just like walk backwards, and then he was walking backwards. He's like, that's out of sync.
Justin Timberlake was charged with drunk driving in the Hamptons. He was pulled over by police after allegedly driving past a stop sign and swerving out of his lane into the wrong side of the road. It was 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah, court papers said his eyes were bloodshot and glassy. A strong odour of an alcoholic beverage was emanating from his breath. He was unable to divide attention. He had slowed speech. He was unsteady of foot. And he performed poorly on all standardised field sobriety tests. So he probably shouldn't have been behind the wheel of a car.
Justin apparently said he'd had one martini. He reportedly refused a breath test at the local police station. A court date has been set for July 26. I mean, this is pretty bad press for any celebrity because I think most people objectively have a lot of feelings, as they should, about drink driving.
Oh, yeah.
But for a celebrity like Justin Timberlake, who people already don't love...
An insider claimed the policeman who arrested Justin was, and I quote, so young that he didn't know who the 10-time Grammy winner was. He didn't recognise him or his name. Another source added, Justin said under his breath, this is going to ruin the tour. The policeman replied, what tour? Justin replied, the world tour.
Do we think that's true?
Yes, I do, because I was like, first of all, what world tour? He's currently on a world tour.
I actually did know this, though.
Well, the name of the tour as well, it's called Forget Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is just a terrible title to then have this story in conjunction with it.
And goes without saying, this story genuinely annoys me because all drink driving does.
Yeah.
You saw right there, Justin Timberlake doesn't want the public to see what he was going through. That tells you a tale that celebrities now these days don't want no one to see what they do and all that stuff. It comes back to haunt them. Most of the time, let's hope and pray that Justin Timberlake will learn from this mistake as he moves forward. Thank you all for watching this edition of Viral. I've been your host, Kendra Dix, saying so long. We'll see you next time for another edition of Viral.